I mean by hustle is I'm going to make 3 websites, I'm going to close 2 clients for marketing, and then I'm going to make the vlog, and then I'm going to attend to my current clients, and then yeah, that's it actually. That's what I mean by hustle. Not a bullshit word. I actually mean there's something about rainy days. What? Does that count as hail or snow? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Okay guys, we're at the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, and I want to give the context to the vlog, the pre-vlog George Morris. What's the whole story? I'm going to explain everything. It's going to be a long vlog, max like 10 minutes. I don't know, I don't feel that's long. But it's going to be a bit longer than usual, so if you don't want boring, you know, me talking to the camera, go watch some of the older vlogs, or wait till tomorrow. But I'm going to give basically my teenage story from starting out, you know, just as a little private school kid, was going to get a good stable job and go to university and do as his Greek parents wanted him to like the craziest shit I'm doing now. So here is that. So first things first, I grew up just like about an hour, or just under an hour, south of Sydney, near Cronulla, and grew up in a good Greek family. Teenage years, let's start 14, 15 years old, right? So actually, just before that, I want to tell a quick entrepreneurial or hustler story that I feel, I don't know, I look back on it and I with some pride, I guess. So where I started, my mum would take me like swimming, to like swim club, or what's it called, squad, every morning, and you know, she would drive me there from like, we'd get up at like 5:30 and then be there at 6, and we'd do swimming training till like 7 or 7:30 or something. And this was young, this was like 10 or something. But I did it for a few years. And yeah, so essentially what happened was, between the gap between me leaving swimming in the morning, and going to school, primary school, was like a 30-minute gap. And I would ask, I saw like all rubbish around the pool and stuff, and I asked the owner of the pool, hey, can I pick up all this rubbish for money and get paid to do it? He's like, yeah, okay. I'm like, pay me $2, I'll do it. And he's like, okay, $2 is nothing to me, it was fucking heaps. Because, and I think this is a big deal for me, and like, it's part of my character, my values. Just in primary school, my parents wouldn't just like give me cash or like give me an allowance or whatever. That didn't exist. I got what I needed, and you know, that's it, right? And I'm not, you know, I'm happy that that's maybe who I am, and you know, the hustler that I am, I guess. So I wanted some cash to spend in the canteen at the pool. My friends always just asked their parents for cash. My mum, you know, wouldn't take that shit. Respect. But it made me want to hustle and want to have money, right? So I would say, I went to the owner, Dick Kane. I'm like, hey, I'll pick up some rubbish, pay me. Like, sure, I did that, you know, once or twice, you know, 3-4 times in a week. I'd make like $10 or some shit. And then straight away, go spend it at the canteen, straight back into his pocket, because he owned it. But that was my first like lesson in like earning, and you know, earning my money, my own freedom. But yeah, let's skip to like 14, 15. I'm, you know, at Newington College, a really good private school that my parents worked their asses off to send me to. Mainly my mum, just like, she was the genius behind sending me there. The school was perfect for me. Great work, mum. So I'm there, and the plan is, you know, I go to high school, I get a good job, and I work. I learn. You know, the plan is I go to high school, I study my ass off, I get a good ATAR, which is the score for high school, to get into university, to get the degree, to get a good job, good stable job, work my ass off, climb up the corporate ladder, invest in, you know, invest in property, and then, you know, have a stable family or some shit. It's laughable now, but that was the plan. That was that was what was expected of me almost as a kid. So around 15, 16, I was like, my family had problems. We had problems. Nothing too outrageous, but it wasn't a positive environment for me to grow, which was the main thing for me. For me, if let's get up close to this. For me, it's all about where I'm going, not where I'm at. So, you know, I'm more concerned with whether or not I can grow further, rather than where I'm at the moment. If I'm broke or whatever, I'm not too worried about that. I'm more worried about what hinders or what can take me further in the future, right? So as I was growing up, 15, 16, I really wasn't happy with, you know, where I was, what I was going to do with life. I was looking, you know, 5, 10 years in the future, and I really wasn't fucking happy with that. Actually, I had an interest in, you know, what I wanted to do, right? And that was, I really wanted to find out what I wanted to do with my life really early, so I could get a head start and, you know, get a head start and start killing that shit. Because my mom told me one thing, and that was, whatever I do, just be the fucking best at it. Be the fucking best at it. And I, you know, that has stuck with me with life so far in my life. That has really stuck with me. So, first thing I kind of got into was mining engineering. I love the old, like, you know, the old big mining companies, and what I didn't realize then, I love the entrepreneurs behind it. So I really like the business part behind it, right? So I went on, you know, I went on a mining engineering camp and all this stuff. I was like offered a scholarship for mining engineering, all this crazy shit. But it was all maths based stuff. Mining engineer is like sitting in the office for like hours and hours a day. You're not really speaking to that many people. And you know, you got to go to university, you got to climb up the corporate ladder. The pay was great because it's mining in Australia. Of course the pay is great. But yeah, it really didn't align with what I wanted to do, and that took me like a month or two to figure out. At the time, I'd been working at like McDonald's for like 2 years or something. I'd done labouring at like unloading shipping containers and shit. I'd done construction, demolition, all really shitty jobs that I fucking hated and weren't congruent with what I wanted to do more than anything, more importantly. So essentially, I was just unhappy, and I didn't really take care of my health, my mental health at all. And yeah, I put on a bit of weight over just one summer. I just built my own gaming PC. My parents never bought me a gaming PC, so I'm like, I'm gonna, you know, save up money to buy a fucking gaming PC. I built a gaming PC, and then I just, like, one summer, I just fucking like ate heaps, and I put on weight. And no one else noticed a lot of the stuff that I was going through. So no one noticed that I was putting on weight, that I really wasn't unhappy in here. And a lot of the family problems that I had were really affecting me. But I never showed it. I was just like, keep it inside, suppress it, you know, push it down or whatever. Which of course is the worst thing you can possibly do. But essentially, I realized, I remember it was summer of like 15, 16. And yeah, I realized it was like the 7th of January, and I realized I'm fucking not happy, and I had no social skills either. My social skills were fucking shit. I couldn't, any, you know, family functions I would go to with my family, to, you know, the extended family, it'd always be so awkward because, like, I just didn't know what to say. I felt so awkward, and it was really fucking torture. Let alone speaking to girls. I went to a boys' school, so that was out of the fucking question. You know, where am I going to even meet people? I never got invited to parties, so that was terrible. So it was like the 7th of January or something. I'm just like, okay, I'm not fucking dying alone because I have no social skills. I'm not going to be a fat loser, and I'm not going to be unhappy, and I'm going to do something that I fucking love to do with my work. I'm a workaholic, so if I'm going to fucking work on something, it better be something I love, and I better find that fucking soon. So I just, I googled it. I'm like, firstly, how to get good at social skills. Followed that link, followed this link, went to a forum, watched this video, down the rabbit hole I went of like getting better at social skills. Next thing was like getting fit. So I started just like, next day, I woke up at like 5 or 6 a.m. and just started running like 3Ks every single morning. And then I remember like a few months later, of consistently running each, you know, a few, you know, 1 or 2 days, or once every second day or something. I ran like a half marathon or something. I think it was like a quarter marathon. It wasn't big, but for me it was crazy. And then I started, you know, researching entrepreneurship. I started reading. I remember specifically, I watched Bloomberg Game Changers, which is like this just online, you know, YouTube shit that Bloomberg put together of like billionaires that, well, not billionaires, but it's really powerful entrepreneurs that yeah, just built empires, added so much value to their businesses. And I remember watching that in Noosa. Me and my mum went up to Noosa, and it was raining all day for like the whole week. And I was just watching this shit. I'm like, and this was where I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And it just clicked, just like that. I'm like, I want to be a fucking businessman. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to add value to the world. That's what I want to do in my life. That is my fucking mission. That is my my calling in life. So then it clicked. I'm like, I want to be an entrepreneur. So then it's like, Google that shit, right? So the way to do that, now is like the internet, right? So yeah, I just started reading heaps of books about that. First book I actually read was Think and Grow Rich, then How to Win Friends and Influence People, and then just kept going with heaps of books. I applied them all. I applied all the books. For How to Win Friends and Influence People, I started networking like a motherfucker. I started networking like you've never seen a fucking 15 or 16-year-old network in his life, man. I went through my family. I'm like, Mum, who do you know is rich? Who do you know is a businessman? She's like, your uncle, blah blah blah, your cousin. I'm like, phone number, email now. And I just go and have a coffee with them, just harass them with questions and all this shit, and ask them who their mentors were and can I speak to them. And I networked like crazy. And then I went to my school, which was like a gold mine. And I'm just like, I went to the alumni, teacher who's in charge of that. I'm like, who is rich? Who is successful? Who's just successful in their field? An expert or master in their field. And I remember Mr. Watson's like, this person. I'm like, okay, fucking, let's do it. And I just went out, and wherever they were in Sydney or New South Wales, I just made the effort to go and meet them, basically. So yeah, I went nuts networking, and I for like 2 years, I just really focused on business and learning business. But I was at high school, and I was doing like a high level of maths, extension 1 maths, and I actually did well when I started. I'm like, mining engineer, fuck yeah, let's do this stuff. And then it got to the point where I'm like, why the fuck am I doing extension 1 maths? Initially, I did it because I wanted to do mining engineering. I did not want to do mining engineering anymore. That was out of the fucking question. I was making progress with my fitness. So early August, I was forced out of home, right? I bounced to my auntie's place, but I was really like embarrassed that my fucked up shit about my life and my fucked up situation was affecting other people and inconveniencing them. So I was ashamed of that, and I wouldn't let anyone know about this shit. And a lot of my friends still don't know this shit because I just never talked about it, right? But yeah, I was kicked out at 17, early August, and yeah, and I was so ashamed that I got in the habit of just sleeping in my car rather than going to my auntie's house. And that happened for like a few weeks, where I'd just be like 5-day stretch, sleep in my car. I'd like shower at school. Yeah, I was super embarrassed. And it was a lot of series of really shitty, fucked up events happened. So what happened was I had a car, and then I lost my license for speeding because I was late for a test. So I was sleeping in my car, so I was fucked, right? I needed that car. And then I crashed, and I had 2 more weeks before my license was like gone. And then I crashed my car in those I crashed my car in those 2 weeks, that's right. And I was fucked. I was really fucked. And yeah. So I crashed my car, and all my money for my businesses stopped coming, which is like, I didn't know, but it was because it was a seasonal business, It just dried up for a certain patch through the year, which I didn't know because it hadn't gone for a full year, right? So after that, so I was like, I had fucking money issues, right? So I was broke, living in my car. I had HSC exams and my businesses were failing. And it was at that stage where I knew what I wanted to do with my life, and I had huge doubt about what I wanted to do, And this was like the lowest point in my fucking life. I was like crying myself to sleep night after night in my fucking car. And I remember I just got a post-it note because I was addicted to post-it notes then. And it was my birthday. And yeah, I just got a post-it note, this one. And I wrote down exactly what the fuck I'm gonna do. So this has been my guiding light for years. And here's what it says. I'm going to change the world for the better. and I'm going to make $1 billion doing it through creating valuable goods and services that makes people's lives easier and better. 1 billion by 30. August 2016. So that shit I've had in my wallet since August 2016. Yeah, and that's the plan. I mean, I articulate it better now, but essentially the core of that is still true. I want to create $1 billion business, a company, which is where my skills lie in business, that creates positive value for the world with valuable goods and services that, you know, makes people's lives easier and better. At that point of like my lowest low, which was so far in my life, I realized, yeah, that's what I'm going to do with my life. Entrepreneurship, business, build it up, add huge value by 30. Beyond 30, I don't know what I want to do, but that is my fucking path till 30. Yeah. So that's my and I got out of that situation slowly. I just worked my ass off, like construction work, and then fucking yeah. So it was a bad situation, obviously. But after school finished, I posted on like a Facebook group, RSD Sydney group, and I was like, who wants to have a house together and like rent? Because I was sick of my car. Well, I sold my car. I was like hopping around a few Airbnbs and shit, and I couldn't go back to my, you know, family or like aunties or whatever. So I moved into this absolute fucking rat-infested, cockroach-infested shithole in Darlinghurst. It was like ready to be knocked down, and they only lent it to us. I was 18, unemployed, thought I was an entrepreneur, and yeah, it was pretty fucked up. I was like renting a house with 5 guys that I didn't ever know before. I was like 3 bedrooms and we had 5 guys. It was fucked. Yeah, it was really bad. But those were the days. So I spent 6 months there. In those 6 months I built my businesses up. I launched HSC Notes, which went extremely well. I got a business partner there, got investment there, built it up further, built Mulos Media up further. That's where I met my friend Jared, and then after that place, that shithole, 161, Darlinghurst, I lived with him for 6 months, and that was like fucking amazing. It was like this fucking $3-4 million apartment in Elizabeth Bay, which is like 10th most expensive suburb, you know, in Australia, and it's on fucking Sydney Harbour. It was ridiculous. And then after that, 6 months after that, here I am, traveling the fucking world. But that's kind of the come up story. But the 6 months where I was in 161 in Darlinghurst, that shithole house, I went broke like 4 times. I like dipped into like depression, and all this crazy shit happened. I thought I was extremely happy, then I had these huge lows, and it was really insane. And then 6 months after, I was living in that nice house. I was like up here, I was like, fuck yeah, nice house, you know, consistent money for my businesses. And then again, it was like, I plateaued though, my success plateaued. So I went like succeeding during like high school businesses, plateau when I was broke, and then moved out of my fucking car, plateau. I went down, and then lived in this like $3-4 million apartment, and yeah, it went like it was pretty insane. But then I plateaued. I'm like, yeah, my life is comfortable, and I stopped stopped growing, stopped learning. And then yeah, so after that, I realized, and I only realized this now, how bad it actually was. But it was really bad for me because I was comfortable as fuck. I wasn't like hustling enough. I wasn't, you know, working hard enough. I was only working hard enough to just make ends meet. And then I started traveling, and that's what brings me here now. Yeah, that's kind of my from like good private school boy who's gonna have a stable job and go to university and be normal, in inverted commas, to crazy, ridiculous digital nomad entrepreneur traveling the world doing crazy shit, which I am now. Anyway, that's the vlog today. That's the vlog today. Bit crazy, but that's what it is, right? Let me zoom out a bit. But yeah, that's me. That's my origin story or whatever. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have a similar story, I'd love to hear it.
My money got long figures.